complications when you see a microcytic hypochromic blood picture or data. You would like to do the retic count, serum iron, ferritin, electrophoresis, fetal HB, HbA2, and to rule out alpha thalassemia trait. Coming to normocytic normochromic anemias, can be due to bone marrow, usually problem with the marrow, either failure or replacement, or can be due to certain dyserythropoietic anemias, and these are the reasons for normocytic normochromic anemias. Approach to a normocytic normochromic anemia: you have a low HB but a normal MCV. Please do your retic count. The nodal point is your reticulocyte count. If the retic count is high, that means marrow is overactive, trying to compensate for this anemia, then either the person is bleeding or there is hemolysis. You need other set of tests for this group. On the other hand, if they are normal or maybe low, ask for marrow. If the marrow is normal, please look at secondary causes of normocytic normochromic anemia. And if the marrow is abnormal, what is the abnormality? Is it hypoplastic, aplastic, infiltration fibrosis, leukemia, myeloma, metastasis, myelofibrosis, or is it dyserythropoietic? You have myelodysplastic syndromes. Macrocytes, large cells, we know can be due to number of reasons. Next please. And that is the approach for a macrocytic anemia. Here the nodal point is again your retic count. If the retic count is high, you have macrocytosis. Again, please rule out the same group of disorders that is there in the normocytic normochromic group, because now it has taken a little more time, and so now the macrocytes have formed. On the other hand, if it is retic is normal or low, I first do serum LDH. If serum LDH is high, confirm that it's megaloblastic from bone marrow and do the serum folate and B12 levels if you want to. Most of the time, if LDH high, macrocytosis, and you have a bone marrow with megaloblastosis, please put them on B12 folic acid and try and see the therapeutic response on the 10th day of therapy. If you have a high retic count and your HB is stable or maybe little increased, then you are definitely dealing with this group of disorders. However, if the LDH is normal or low, then again bone marrow, and you are looking at non-megaloblastic anemias, and you have to rule out certain secondary causes or problem with the bone marrow, maybe myelodysplastic syndromes. Next please. Anemia in neonates, I always love talking about little babies because they are so special and they are such a different population that you have to pay attention to them separately. They are usually anemic due to the same three reasons. Next please. A large, very complicated graph because they are complicated little babies. So you have to pay attention. Here again the retic count is the nodal point. If the retic is low in a newborn baby, low means less than 2%. Please, you are looking at bone marrow failure syndromes. Please look at this group of disorders. On the other hand, these are quite rare. They are not very, very common. However, if they are normal or high, rule out the direct Holmes test and to rule out the hemolytic group of disorders. Quite common, you must look at this carefully. If direct Holmes test and other tests are normal, and you must look for your peripheral smear. If the peripheral smear is showing you hypochromic microcytic cells in a newborn, imagine microcytosis in a newborn is definitely some problem. Maybe due to chronic iron deficiency in the mother or the baby is bleeding in utero. However, you must rule out other causes of microcytosis. If there is a specific morphology you see on the peripheral smear, spherocytes, elliptos, stomatopic node, fragmentation, that is pointing towards that type of anemia. And if you don't have anything specific, please look for jaundice. If there is no jaundice, probably you're dealing with an acute blood loss, maybe due to intracerebral, intra-abdominal during delivery, anything. And if there is jaundice, please rule out infections, other reasons, or congenital abnormalities in the red cells. So babies are a little complicated. Now, whenever hematologic evaluation is needed, we know that we need to do the enumeration of formed elements of blood. Dr. Winthrop very easily said, use RBC, PCV and derive your factors. But these methods are very time consuming, tedious and very, very imprecise. So there was need for the development of certain counters or automated instruments. We know that electrolyte solution through which the current can pass through very easily and the bulb will light. However, you put a cell in the middle of electric current and the bulb will not light because this cell is working like an insulator and will not let the current to pass. Using this property of cells,